Now that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters, a lot of fans around the world are very excited or very worried about the future of the Star Wars franchise and exactly how Disney and Lucasfilm are going to treat future Star Wars projects on Disney Plus and for theatrical releases. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this movie has a lot of flaws. There's no denying that. I know a lot of you guys out there love the movie and hate the movie. I, for one, went over my spoilers review and my initial reaction of this film and stated that there are a lot of scenes that I love and hate in this movie. It's like an emotional roller coaster, so to speak. I love this scene, then I hate this scene, and then I love this scene, and so on and so forth. Now, moving on forward, a lot of interviews have been taking place for the past 3+ weeks, give or take, between J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Chris Terrio, and even Colin Trevorrow, the original director of Episode 9, got a chance to talk a little bit more about this movie and what he had originally planned, for The Rise of Skywalker. But on top of all of this, what's rather intriguing all has to do with Kathleen Kennedy. Now, if you guys know me, I feel that it is time for Kathleen Kennedy to be replaced as president of Lucasfilm, to have somebody else come on board that is a true Star Wars fan at heart and knows the Star Wars lore down to the core. Now, with that being said, what's rather intriguing about all of this related to Kathleen Kennedy is that it's explained that both Disney and Lucasfilm went through many changes and obstacles for The Rise of Skywalker to be completed on time, and that there was a rushed production for the movie. It said that both J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy worked closely together during the reshoots and the rewrites, and recently many interviews that were done by Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams discussing Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, to which Kathleen Kennedy admitted the truth about something crucial for the film. During many of the recent interviews, Kathleen Kennedy admitted they wanted to rush the production of the film to get the movie done on time, and that a big role in doing this successfully was by rewriting scenes while J.J. Abrams was actually on set, and that they wanted to focus less on the Skywalkers and to focus more on Rey by also reducing Palpatine's screen time in the movie down to only roughly 12 minutes in total. Kathleen Kennedy also recently stated that the film's production was very tough and difficult for the cast and crew, to the point where rewrites were even hard at times, to the point where they let many of the actors and actresses on set come up with their own lines of dialogue, including Mark Hamill and Daisy Ridley, as well as Adam Driver, to develop their own lines during the rewrites of the film, and that there was so much extra footage to deal with that they did not want the movie to feel crammed, and that they even thought about splitting the movie into 2 parts, however decided to not do that as it would break the trilogy format. Now, the thing about this that's really surprising is that the fact that they were actually negotiating or, contemplating on splitting the movie into 2 parts. This also lines directly up with how we have been talking about how this movie, the original cut of Episode 9, is 4 hours and 20-some minutes. Obviously, I don't think that we're going to get all of the extra footage on the Blu-ray. I highly doubt that. They're most likely going to save that for future releases, like the 10-year anniversary of the sequel trilogy or something wild like that. Or they're just going to keep it on the cutting room floor and it'll never see the light of day, like a lot of other deleted scenes for The Last Jedi that never got let out. Now, the thing about this, alright, Kathleen Kennedy, the fact that she's going over how the rush production was a real thing, this also lines up with what Mary Ann Brandon, the editor of Episode 9, had to say, is that there was a lot of extra Palpatine footage as well. And they wanted to focus less on the Skywalkers for this movie because it takes away the limelight of the new crew, right? Rey, Poe, and Finn. That to me bothers me to an extent because they keep calling it the Skywalker Saga, but yet they steer away from the Skywalkers. I just can't really wrap my head around that. Now I get it, Kylo Ren is a Skywalker at heart, I understand that. But the Skywalkers that a lot of people associate themselves with when they see the Skywalkers are Anakin and Luke. There's no denying that. And the fact that there were scenes, of the Force Ghosts that were deleted and they reduced them down to disembodied voices and stuff around those lines is also another big missed opportunity. The fact that we did not get to see the actual Force Ghosts on the big screen in The Rise of Skywalker was also a big letdown, for this movie and what they had actually planned for Episode 9. So, with Kathleen Kennedy, you know, nearing her end in 2021 when her contract is up, whether or not she wants to continue all depends on the true success of The Rise of Skywalker. Again, like I say, we are nearing 1 billion at the box office. It should have hit 1 billion a little bit earlier. It's kind of slow. It's kind of just creeping there. Do I think it's going to beat The Last Jedi's, you know, box office results? That's very interesting because I think The Last Jedi stands at 1.3 billion. So even if they hit 1 billion, let's say tomorrow or maybe even today, who knows, they still have to get another, you know, 300 million plus to beat the Last Jedi's box office results, you know, worldwide speaking. And I think that's going to be a big deal. I feel like that they need to beat the box office results of The Last Jedi to at least seem somewhat more successful than that of Episode 8 by Rian Johnson. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.